Hurry up, Elizabeth, it's going to rain. Coming, Mom. What was that noise? Gina, let Emma stay with me this summer. You and George need some free time, and a change in environment down in the countryside might help Emma recover from everything. All right, take her. Maybe it'll do her some good. Bye, Mom. Mid-June, during the summer vacation, Emma was off on a road trip with her uncle and aunt, Laura, to their hometown, far off in the countryside, in the small town of Townsend, Tennessee. The place was completely rural, not a place to go, not a thing to do. But the nature was amazing, and the air was fresh. And Emma was happy to see her cousins, Marvin and Maggie, again. Things were different down here in Townsend. Not many restrictions. She and her cousins could hang out by the riverside or go biking out in the woods. Emma, meet my friend Caleb. Caleb, this is my cousin. She's from the city. Hey, so you're not really used to things out here, are you? Well, that's what makes the adventure worth looking forward to. Emma was enjoying the change, the food, the silence, trying to forget the tough past few months. And in all this, one day, Aunt Laura pitched the idea of camping. Wow, tonight is perfect for a scary story, don't you think? Oh yeah, Caleb, why don't you share the legend of Townsend? Emma's never heard of it. What legend? There's a headless ghost that haunts these woods. Emma sighed as she burned her marshmallows. I don't believe in ghosts. Ghosts don't exist. But a lot of people have seen it around here. Even Caleb's sister Liz has seen it. Can we not talk about all this? It's nothing to make fun of, okay? Stop ruining the mood. We're not making fun, it's true. It's true, Emma. Leave it, Maggie. Things suddenly fell quiet between the group. When Aunt Laura called out, "Kids, food is ready," everyone hurried to dig in their long-awaited BBQ ribs, while the radio played the old tunes. But as Emma stirred around her food, she stared at Liz sitting all alone by the porch. She hadn't once spoken or tried hanging out with anyone here. Thinking about the legend Marvin and Maggie were talking about, Emma curiously asked Caleb, "Caleb, what was that story Marvin was talking about?" It's a legend that's been passed down around here. There's actually a strict rule never to go out into the woods after sunset, and especially not to jump rope. Jump rope? Yeah, if you do it, the headless ghost girl will appear and join you. And if she does join you, be sure you're not returning with your life. I know what you're thinking, and there were a fair share of skeptics here, but people learned their lesson. There was this girl who wanted to test it out, and she went into the woods and jumped rope. Is anyone there? Do you want to join me? people say she saw the headless ghost. They found her lifeless in the woods a couple days later. Her neck was cracked. Emma was surprised by the strange story. What? Do you guys really believe that? Is this for real? I wouldn't have believed it, but... But what? My sister Liz, she's seen it with her own eyes. Yeah, but she's still alive? But ever since that night, she hasn't been the same. What happened with her? That night we were camping. It suddenly started to rain, so our mom called us to pack up. Liz was by the woods and she heard the noise. The noise of someone jumping rope, and followed it. When we heard her scream, we went there to find her unconscious. She never told anyone anything specific. In fact, she just became really quiet. She stays alone much of the time. Doctors say the fear traumatized her. After speaking with Caleb, Emma became curious herself to know the mystery behind this headless ghost girl. Could it really be true? And if it wasn't true, then what did Liz see that night? And what happened to her? The next few days, Emma kept wondering about the strange incident. What was the truth behind the matter? And it was on one rainy day, while everyone was busy inside. Emma snuck a jump rope into her hoodie and went out into the rain behind the house. The grounds were wet and muddy, but Emma managed to walk across the lawn into the woods. Through the darkness, she shone her flashlight, leading her way to the cliffside, where she could see the last rays of the evening sun setting. Putting down the flashlight, Emma looked around, listening to the dead silence of the crickets chirping, the low rumble of the river in the distance, the steady droplets of rain on the dirt. Before she took out the rope and began to jump. Suddenly feeling an eerie breeze, Emma stopped and looked around again. She thought she heard something. Could it really be? Is anyone there? Does anyone want to join me? A strange chill ran down Emma's spine as the droplets of rain poured even heavier, and she began to hear footsteps. Wet footsteps. Turning around, Emma stared at something stir in the darkness until she saw with her own eyes someone step foot towards her. Her head missing. Emma stumbled back in fright as it neared her. She walked back, not knowing what to do, which way to go. Until suddenly, she felt her foot slipping against the rocks. All of a sudden, Emma heard a familiar voice in the distance. Emma, no! Don't step back! She doesn't want to harm you. She just wants to show you something. Liam? Emma watched in horror as the headless ghost walked towards him. Liam, get away from her! But Liam simply stood beside her, and he nodded as if speaking to her. before she suddenly vanished. Don't be scared, Emma. Come with me. Where's Emma? Oh no. When Marvin and Maggie realized Emma wasn't around, and later found her footsteps towards the woods, they feared the worst. Panicked, they set out in search, but couldn't find Emma anywhere. She wasn't with Caleb, not out in the field or by the cliffside. But just when they all began to panic, Marvin and Caleb spotted a body by the riverbank. They left their bicycles and rushed into the mud to find Emma by the water. Is she all right? She's unconscious. We have to get Mom and Dad. Aunt Laura was devastated when she found Emma in that state, shaking her to wake when Emma began to flinch. Emma! Emma! Can you hear me? What happened? Regaining her senses, Emma turned to a spot by the water. Aunt Laura, you guys have to dig there. What? Realizing something wasn't right, her uncle and aunt began digging the spot until they hit something. Nearly 25 years ago, in the small town of Townsend, there was a young woman who used to like jumping rope. And every evening, she would go out to the cliffside behind her house where she would play. However, what she didn't know was that there was someone who liked to watch her. One of her neighbors secretly enjoyed prying on the girl. And it was one day, finding the right opportunity, he got hold of her. Please, please let me go. Do you know how long I've been waiting to get hold of you? And you want me to let you go? No, sweetheart. The man tied the girl with her jumping rope and took advantage of her, and then took her life. And to hide his crime, he severed her head and hid it, while he threw her body into the river where no one would find her. And even if they did, they would never identify her. When the young woman was reported missing by her family, people went out in search, but all efforts turned out futile. And months later, when her body was discovered, it was in too horrible of a condition to identify, and her perpetrator had gotten away. Or so he thought. Until the day he saw her with her own eyes. No, this can't be. How can you? townsfolk didn't know what happened with him, but they found the man lifeless, having fallen off the cliffside, his neck cracked, his body mangled. They all thought it was a tragic accident, until strange things began to happen out in the woods. People saw strange things, heard strange things, claiming it was the young woman jumping rope. Whoever saw her fell in fright and tried to flee, but as fate had it, the truth was they accidentally fell and lost their lives, and when they were found in that state, people began to fear the ghost of the young woman had done so as revenge. But the truth was, she had only been trying to show someone where the rest of her body had been, so she could finally rest in peace. That is her head. She didn't want to take anyone's life. She just wanted someone to find her. Staring at the skull buried in the mud, Aunt Laura turned to Emma in shock. But how did you know? It was Liam. He told me to take care. Liam? Don't be scared, Emma. Come with me. Without a word, without hesitation, Emma followed Liam until they reached the riverside, where Liam stopped by the bank. Tell them to dig here, and they'll find what they've been searching for. Liam, is this real? Are you really here? I miss you so much. Emma, I'm not gone. I'm here watching you, watching Mom and Dad. When you're happy, it makes me happy. So be good to yourself, and be good to each other. As soon as Liam disappeared, everything went dark in front of Emma's eyes. Emma had lost her younger brother Liam. He was only 7 years old and had passed away in sickness. And his loss devastated the entire family, especially Emma, who was very close to her younger brother. After her death, she started experiencing strange things, feeling as if he were around her. He was still playing with her, trying to play pranks on her. Mom, I heard him. Emma, it's been tough on all of us. But you have to accept, he's not with us anymore. He's in a better place. Emma was frightened by everything that was happening with her. But eventually, she tried to stay strong and convince herself it was just her hallucination. There are no such things as ghost Emma. There's no way you can communicate with him again. He's gone. But after all these months battling depression, finally, Emma realized the truth behind it all. Death isn't the end. Liam isn't gone. He's still around us. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.